right, we back.
We back.
Question for you, Chuck.
I'm listening.
Chuckalicious.
I'm listening.
Toys in the bedroom.
Get rid of them.
Do you want to have a big black toy in the bedroom?
I'm the big black. In my motherfucking bedroom.
So, I think some of the advantages for having a set toy, like a dildo, or maybe a cock ring, or something with a little vibration,
with a cock ring, all right.
or something like that, or some whips and some feathers or whatever. I think it can heighten up the sexual experience in the bedroom if it is mundane.
I'm listening.
But not to just be like you got a whole plethora of, okay, let's try the pink one today, let's try the red one today, and everything, you walk in the room and you just hear buzzing. That's all you hear. You got a hard hat on and shit, and a man at work sign. I mean, what do you think?
Hold on, lay right there, baby. Hold on. Nah, man, I ain't with all them vibrators and crap.
You don't know.
Nah, I don't need that. I'm nasty, so I don't need all that.
Okay, you don't need all that.
But you know what? I think for a woman, see. Anyway, I think for a woman, I think dildos and vibrators burn out their clitoris.
Burn out, crash out.
I think it burn them out. Because think about it. This is like a person who's a heavy masturbator, like a person who's a heavy.
Yeah.
Now look. What is parental discretion is advised for
Sorry
this
about
section,
that.
right?
Yeah.
I think a person who's a heavy masturbator.
Yeah.
It ruins them.
Yeah.
Not male or female.
Yeah.
You got to do this watching porn all day. Yeah, it ruins them. Yeah, even. Because when you masturbate, you're going straight to your spot. Mm-hmm. There's no adventure there.
There's no adventure. There's no prelude.
There's no nothing.
There's no.
I already know what I want right there. Bam.
Yeah. Right.
But then, you mad at her because you can't swell up.
Oh God.
Really? He mad at her because he can't swell up. He done use his fist for so long.
Dang.
He done use his fist. He got the right grip and everything, tightness.
That is a category.
What?
Pornhub.
Fist?
Yeah.
Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? He done use his fist so long to where he got the right torque, the right pressure, right there off the back.
Kung Fu grip.
Yeah, he got the Kung Fu grip. And then the average vagina don't have the grip of the fist. So what happens? You get the vagina, and it ain't gripping you right.
It's just hollow.
It's all hollow. Cut all that masturbating out for about a good 6 months. You'll be all right.
But, okay, so I can understand about masturbation, but toys to help,
because then you get used to it.
Every
time you want to make love to your woman or your man, you got, hold on, baby.
Yeah, you got to put up that swing.
Pull up the drawer. Now swing.
Oh, I got you. Look at. Uh-oh.
Because a swing is not a vibrator or
it's an apparatus. It's just
you know a swing.
I've seen those swings and
I want to see.
Look at it.
I want one of them swings. I take a swing.
You take a swing?
I take a swing. Swing her ass around.
So what do you think about these? What I've been seeing online is these get-togethers that some women are doing, where they have a couple of men come in and they use fudge, chocolate, and strawberries and stuff, and they're caressing their
I seen that
you
shit.
seen that, Yeah.
And
it's like, and then they got the bananas, and they doing sexual things with the
then they want to get married 2 or 3 months later.
And then you go home to your dude, and it's like, well,
They be having dudes?
I would assume so. Everybody ain't single in there.
If I seen...
I mean,
and then they recording it and then resurfacing.
And then resurfacing, and that's how we're seeing it.
My whole entire relationship would be done.
I would think so, because I wouldn't even... So, what do you think about bachelor parties then?
You know what?
Bachelorette parties.
I've never been into the whole strip clubs and stuff like that. Bachelor parties, I've seen some bachelor parties, and I've been to some bachelor parties that has gotten so much out of hand to where it ruins the wedding.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm thinking.
I've seen it. There's somebody at your bachelor party that's going to tell your wife. Somebody at your bachelor party, one of your homeboys.
Because he don't want to see that happen anyway.
Because they looking at your wife, especially if you got to find one. They looking at your wife, and they checking your wife out, and they looking at you how happy. And you will learn that everybody ain't happy for you.
Right.
Hey, look, I didn't have, when I got married, I didn't have a per se bachelor party with strippers, none of that.
I just went out.
We went to the gun range.
Oh, okay.
I mean, me and a couple of fellas hung out.
Yeah.
My bachelor party was really small.
Yeah.
We was in Vegas. We hung out at the gun range. Shout out to my brother. He's still my brother no matter what. And we went out to the gun range. We had a good time. Bachelorette parties and bachelor parties, I've seen disasters with them. So, do I approve of them? I don't approve or disapprove. It just ain't for me.
It's just like these old school stripper, parties. I've been to a couple as a youngin', and it wasn't my thing. Remember the old school stripper, what's his name? Spider?
Yeah.
Back in the day and back in the 90s,
Yeah.
When he was real popular, a lot of women would just say, just on GP, just because it's Wednesday, stripper party, stuff like that.
Right.
And I see the momentum coming back again too, but with older women now, with the dropping of the grapes and doing just different sexual stuff, and then having stuff oozed out. It just looks
people
so
are lonely,
sick.
and they don't want to admit it. They like, I'm living my best life. No, you're not. You're lonely. I don't give a damn what nobody say. You're lonely. You are desperate to go on film, and you might as well just do porn. You're desperate to go on film and allow someone to be able to watch you in that moment. All right? It's a lot of people out here, they're lonely and they desperate, man.
Yeah,
Where you at?
I couldn't do it. But yeah.
Where you at? Hey, look, you know what? Like strippers, that was I don't know how true it is, but in the 90s there was a stripper. And I guess I guess there was a room. I don't know how true it is. I wasn't there. Of course.
Allegedly.
I wasn't there. Allegedly. They said it was a male stripper. He was in his G-string, whatever, and
so that's what he was doing?
it was a crab that popped off and went in somebody's eye and
Oh,
hatched.
I remember that. I heard that. And then it got I remember that. I think that was
No, we ain't saying no names.
I think that was a rumor. No, I don't know, but I
No.
heard that. That's why let me tell you, my mother.
Can you imagine that though before you get to that?
That's
Dude,
nasty.
he's shaking, he's swimming, he's putting it in your face.
Because they used to have
jamming it down your throat and all that stuff, and all of a sudden, pow, a crab right here in your eye.
my mother, when I was growing up, she would take me to these things to experience different things because she didn't want nobody else to. You see what I'm saying? Like a man that just think that he,
Gotcha.
So I was like, man, my mother used to do the stripper parties and stuff like that, and she was like, you come with me. I was 14 years old. I was the only young person like that, but I was with my mama. So they came back, and my aunties and stuff, they looking at me like, oh, look at Shalina, right? This dude came out, and like I said, I was 14, and I wasn't advanced sexually, right? So dude came over, did his little thing, had his little the elephant thing, the elephant dick thing was just, dingling, was just, flipping and flipping.
Right.
And he's doing his thing. And he went around to another. And I was like, Mom, what's this? And my mama looked. Snail trail. After that, you ain't had to worry about me. My mother took me into the bathroom, washed me because I had on some, it was summertime, I had some shorts on.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Hey, I think
that's nasty. So that's, I don't know.
I think a lot of women
only took me one time.
Should be very transparent like that with their daughters. Because if they're not transparent with their daughters, somebody else will be.
And another place she took me to, Club Echelon. You remember Club Echelon?
I remember Echelon.
So it was her birthday. And my mother was a young mother, okay? So she was in her 40s.
Alameda, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I played there. Me and my band played
Club
there.
Echelon.
Shout out to 5150, Fahrenheit 5150. We played
Isn't that Escobedo's? It used to be one of the Escobedo's clubs.
I think one of the Escobedo's had it.
So we went for my mother's birthday, and I'm sitting up there, and I'm like scratching and stuff. I'm getting sleepy. I'm already like 19 or whatever, and my mother looked at me and she was like, "You ready to go?" I'm like, "Yeah, Mom, I'm ready to go." I couldn't even make it to midnight, but she wanted to take me to, and I'm not even a club person. I never was a club person because I couldn't actually fathom that you get dressed up, your hair done, your best outfit, you go and pay $20 or whatever to get in. If you get in free before 10, if you can get there before 10,
right.
You go there, you sit at the table. Back in the 90s, that's when men ask you actually to dance. But you sit there and it's crowded. You can't get a drink at the bar because it's crowded and it's stuff. My feet hurt. People over there fighting. Over here, girls is drunk. They peeing in the corner. Yeah, this is not. I just really couldn't. I really couldn't. I couldn't fathom that. And she wanted to give me that experience. And because of those experiences, I learned them first instead of my friends, "Girl, let's go to the club." I'm like, "Nah, I'm good. I've been there, done that already at, 15. And then my mother, she was a clubber. She was the club person. So they will know her and be like, "Yeah, you can go in. This is my daughter." And, I'm just showing her. Yep. And then they'd be like, I had drinking a whole bunch of Shirley Temples. I'm not a drinker. Like that. So that transparency, I'm glad my mother took me to the strip clubs or the stripping parties and to the the clubs so I can figure myself out instead of just doing it just because somebody else doing it.
You know why I don't I'm not ever been a big stripper club person. Shout out to anybody who is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
strippers. Yeah. No pun intended, of course. Yeah. The reason why I don't go to strip clubs because, I'm gonna give somebody all my money.
That part.
And then they're gonna take my money and go home and give it to somebody else.
Yeah.
No, if I give you $200, damn it, that's a date.
Yeah.
And I'm a want.
And I'm a want.
And I'm a want. You know what I'm saying? I'm not giving you all this money for you to go home and sleep with the neck. No, I'm not giving you all my money. I'm swollen.
You're right.
And I'm gonna walk out swole.
And then sometimes men don't understand that for them that's just a job.
Yeah.
They just clocking in like we clocking in there, but they just
like
doing
porn
it.
Stars. It's a job.
Yeah, it's a job. You think they actually having sex straight through? No, it's cut. Do this.
Yep.
Sit here. It's just like people, even porn stars have said, we don't have sex like you would have sex at home.
Right.
This is
a show.
Actually, it's a show. It's a production. You got lights and stuff. So.
That's why I don't go to strip clubs.
Yeah, because you giving out your whole paycheck.
Diamond or whatever your name is. Yeah. You're not getting my $200.
You ain't getting that $200.
You're gonna go home and do something next minute. We going in the back.
Oh, what a curtain at?
Wherever the curtain at. You getting my $200? We going in the back. That's why I don't go to strip club and give you my $200.
$200.
You shake your ass in my face, and I'm gonna go.
Half of them people I've heard in the 90s. That half of the strippers, they can do their thing and flip and move and gyrate, but actual in the bed, they can't do nothing there.
They
just boring.
That's right.
It's a job for them.
That's right. It's a job. Let me tell you some Diamond or Starburst or whatever your name is.
Who in the hell is Star?
These are stripper names.
Oh.
You ain't getting my $200 and thinking I'm gonna just walk up out of there without you.